The sky outside was a dull, uncertain gray, not quite stormy but far from hopeful. Inside the small room, the air sat heavy, not with heat, but with the kind of silence that crept into your chest and stayed there. Jabari sat still, elbows on his knees, watching the slow rotation of an old oscillating fan in the corner. Its lazy sweep offered little relief. Sweat traced the side of his face, but he hardly noticed. His eyes were locked on the cluttered bed before him. Scattered papers, unopened letters, folded forms with the words "unfortunately" and "regret" circled in his memory like bruises. His phone, cracked in the corner and barely holding charge, lay screen down on the desk beside him. It hadn't buzzed in hours. He didn't expect it to. He had tried everything. The Ministry of Education? No response. The local church? Ignored. Even his old high school principal, a woman who once stood proudly at his graduation and said, "Sincerely, if you ever need help, come find me." But when he did, she politely backed out, said the offer only applied to Cape. Regretfully, overseas scholarships were no better. He had sent emails, neatly written, proofread 3 times, to at least 7 different organizations. Not one reply. Disappointed. "I thought people would want to help someone trying," he mumbled aloud. But it seemed like they didn't. He had no rich uncle, no sponsor, just a quiet room, a dying phone, and a heart heavy with rejection. Out of sheer frustration, or maybe the last flicker of hope, he opened Facebook. He didn't know what he was doing, really, but the words poured out like a dam had broken. He wrote everything: the struggle, the dead ends, the dream that burned in his chest even when the doors kept slamming shut. Then he pressed post. 2 days passed. Nothing. And then, a comment. Just one. "Sincerely, I might can help you. Inbox me, please." Jabari stared at the screen, eyes narrowed, unsure whether to believe it or scroll past. Skepticism was second nature now. "But desperation makes a man brave or foolish," he replied. The man introduced himself as Mr. James, a member of a US-based church mission. They supported students, arranged housing, and even offered medical aid. He said he wanted to hear Jabari's full story. So Jabari told him all of it: the disappointment, the hunger, the desire that refused to die no matter how many times he was told no. Mr. James listened, no rush, no judgment. When Jabari finished, there was a pause. Then, softly, the man said, "Kindly, I think you deserve this." He promised to work on a scholarship, but warned it might take a few months. Unfortunately, school was starting in 3 weeks. Advising,
"Try speak to someone at the college," he said, encouraging. "See if they can buy you some time." And so Jabari went. It was orientation day. The campus buzzed with new energy, laughter, chatter, the start of something big for everyone there. He had dressed neatly, pressed shirt, slacks, polished shoes, but under the surface his heart pounded like a drum. He looked around for someone, anyone who could help. The chairman was nowhere in sight, but then he spotted the principal. He had seen her once before. He approached the lecturer nearby and asked how to speak with her, formal. "You'll need to request an appointment through the office," the lecturer said. And so Jabari waited. 3 long hours. Eventually his name was called. He stepped into the principal's office, holding his shoulders back, doing his best to appear confident, despite the nerves swirling inside. Confident. "Good afternoon, miss. Thank you for seeing me." The principal looked up from her desk and offered a kind smile. Kindly, "Good afternoon, Mr. Gallo. Mr. Galloway, right?" "Yes, miss. Curious. I was told you're here about the scholarship." He nodded and began. He told her everything, his efforts, the dead ends, and finally the message from Mr. James. He held out his phone. On the other end, Mr. James's voice came through, clear and sincere. He confirmed the mission, explained the process, and most importantly, vouched for Jabari's character and drive. The principal listened, her expression unreadable at first. Then something shifted in her face. Her features softened,
and she leaned forward slightly, as if to see him more clearly, gently. "You have a good spirit, Mr. Galloway," she said, encouraging. "You're going to make a difference." And for the first time in a long time, Jabari believed it too.